Welcome to the Pleasure Academy. Today we're decoding one of life's most fascinating mysteries. Why is she quietly getting closer? From subtle movements to unspoken signals, we'll uncover the psychology behind proximity and what it truly means. Part 1, Early Signals and Foundations. Segment 1, The Magnetic Pull of Proximity. Proximity is one of the oldest and most powerful indicators of human interest. When someone moves closer, they're breaking the invisible personal space barrier, a deeply ingrained boundary we usually protect. In a romantic context, this often suggests curiosity, attraction, or comfort. Subtle shifts, leaning in while talking, taking a step forward during a pause, or choosing the seat nearest you, are rarely random. Psychologists call this spatial behavior, and it's shaped by trust, familiarity, and desire. But here's the catch: not all closeness is romantic. Sometimes it's about feeling safe, seeking attention, or even mirroring your movements unconsciously. Our goal is to help you spot when closeness is more than convenience, when it's a signal that she's drawn toward you, whether consciously or without realizing it herself. Segment 2, The Science of Space. Every culture has an unspoken rule about personal space. In the US, for example, we usually keep about 2 to 4 feet between ourselves and acquaintances. In romantic interest, this bubble shrinks. Studies show that when a person feels attraction, they're comfortable entering what's called the intimate zone, within about 18 inches. This isn't just a habit, it's wired into our brains. Proximity allows for better eye contact, softer vocal tones, and more subtle physical touches, like brushing a hand or shoulder. If she's moving into this space without hesitation, it could mean she's lowering her defenses. But remember, context matters. A crowded subway forces closeness, but a quiet park bench doesn't. The key is spotting closeness when it's voluntary, and when it's paired with other body language cues, like open posture or warm smiles. Segment 3, Micromovements Matter. Closeness isn't always a dramatic step forward. Often, it's a collection of micromovements. Maybe she angles her body toward you, shifts her chair slightly closer, or leans in to hear you even when she can clearly hear you already. These tiny adjustments are powerful because they often bypass conscious control. In psychology, we call this nonverbal leakage, when emotions seep out through body language before words confirm them. If she's inching closer over time, that's a sign of gradual rapport building. It means she feels more comfortable with you and possibly more curious. Pay attention to whether these movements happen only with you or with others as well. If it's exclusive, you may be reading the early stages of attraction. If it's general, it might just be part of her friendly personality. Segment 4, Eye Contact and Leaning In. Closeness often pairs with another key indicator, eye contact. If she's maintaining strong eye contact while moving closer, the signal gets stronger. Eye contact releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which deepens emotional connection. Leaning in during conversation is another subtle but telling move. It shows engagement, interest, and a willingness to be in your personal space. This is especially telling when she doesn't lean back even after making her point. She stays close, holding that moment. But here's the nuance. If leaning in is brief and followed by pulling away, it might just be to hear better. The magic is in the consistency. If her closeness lingers and is paired with warm facial expressions, you're likely seeing a sign that goes beyond politeness. Segment 5, The Role of Touch. Touch is one of the strongest silent signals in human interaction. When closeness allows for gentle, accidental touches, like brushing against your arm, resting her hand near yours, or lightly touching your shoulder, it's often a test of boundaries. If you respond positively, she may escalate touch naturally, signaling deeper attraction. But touch must be read with care. Some people are naturally more tactile than others. The key is in the context. Does she touch others this way, or is it reserved for you? Combined with sustained proximity, exclusive touch often reveals comfort and trust. In romantic psychology, this is called haptic communication, and it's a primal way of saying, "I'm comfortable with you," or even, "I want to be closer." Segment 6, Mirroring Movements. Mirroring is a subconscious behavior where one person mimics the other's movements, gestures, or posture. If you cross your arms and she does the same, or you lean forward and she follows, it's a sign of rapport and subconscious connection. When combined with closeness, mirroring becomes an even stronger signal. It shows she's attuning herself to your rhythm and comfort level. Psychologists link mirroring to empathy and emotional alignment. In a romantic setting, it can mean she's in sync with you emotionally and mentally, even without realizing it. Keep in mind, mirroring doesn't mean copying exactly. It's often delayed by a few seconds and happens subtly. If you spot this along with her moving closer, you might be witnessing a natural, mutual pull. Segment 7. Lowering barriers. In body language, barriers are anything that separates two people. Crossed arms, a purse in front, a coffee cup held up, even a laptop screen. If she's quietly getting closer and also removing these barriers, it's a clear sign of openness. She might set her drink aside, move her bag off her lap, or turn her body fully toward you. These actions signal, "I'm not protecting myself from you." In romantic attraction, lowering barriers often happens alongside forward leans, open palms, and relaxed shoulders. It's an unconscious way of saying, "You have my attention and I feel safe with you." When paired with voluntary proximity, it's one of the most reliable signs of trust and potential attraction. Segment 8. The playful distance game. Sometimes closeness comes with a rhythm. It's not constant but happens in waves. She might lean in, then pull back, then lean in again. This playful push and pull is a common flirting pattern, especially when paired with smiles, teasing, or light jokes. The temporary distance keeps the interaction exciting, while the repeated closeness signals interest. This can be a way of testing your response. Will you lean in too or keep your distance? In attraction dynamics, this is often subconscious, part of the dance of building tension. If you notice this pattern, it's worth matching her energy. Give space when she pulls back, but meet her halfway when she comes closer. Segment 9. Reading context carefully. Before jumping to conclusions, it's crucial to read the room. Is she getting closer because the music is loud, the crowd is dense, or the space is small? Context can change everything. A coffee shop lean-in is different from a bar lean-in during happy hour. The same physical distance can have different meanings depending on environment, timing, and relationship history. Always look for clusters of signals: proximity plus eye contact, touch, open posture, and mirroring before assuming romantic interest. In attraction psychology, a single cue can mislead, but multiple aligned cues tell a much clearer story. Part 2. Deeper signals and interpretation. Segment 10. Emotional atmosphere. Closeness doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's influenced by the emotional tone of the interaction. If you're sharing personal stories, laughing together, or having a deep conversation, her moving closer often reflects an emotional connection growing in real time. In these moments, physical proximity mirrors emotional proximity. A person rarely leans in when they're feeling disconnected. They lean in when they want more of that energy. Notice if her closeness coincides with moments of shared vulnerability or humor. These are often the foundations of romantic attraction, where the body simply follows the heart. Segment 11. Breathing and voice. When someone is close, you can often notice their breathing rhythm and voice tone more clearly. If she's speaking softly, leaning in, and her breathing seems relaxed, it's a sign of comfort. Some people even slow their breathing to match yours, a subconscious form of connection known as physiological synchrony. Lowering her voice while close creates intimacy. It makes you feel like the conversation is just for the two of you, even in a busy place. This combination of closeness, softer tones, and matched breathing is rare in casual interactions. It's more often found in moments charged with connection. Segment 12. The long pause. In conversations, pauses are natural. But when she stays close during a pause, without stepping back or breaking eye contact, it's a potent signal. It means she's comfortable in the silence and in your space. Most people instinctively pull back during lulls, but staying close during a pause indicates ease and possibly attraction. In romance, these moments often feel electric. Time slows, awareness heightens. If you find her maintaining proximity in those quiet moments, she's not just physically near, she's emotionally invested. Segment 13. Flirting through subtext. Proximity can also be part of a larger flirting strategy, where her closeness sets the stage for subtle verbal teasing, playful challenges, or compliments. Physical nearness amplifies the impact of these verbal cues. For example, a light joke delivered while leaning in feels more intimate than from across the table. This combination engages multiple senses: sight, sound, even scent, making the interaction more memorable. In romantic psychology, stacking cues like this creates a stronger emotional imprint. If her playful words are paired with repeated closeness, she's likely signaling attraction more openly than you think. Segment 14. Scent and chemistry. We often underestimate the role of scent in attraction. Getting closer allows her to catch your natural scent, and lets you catch hers. This isn't just about perfume. It's about pheromones, the subtle chemical signals humans emit that can influence attraction on a subconscious level. In fact, some studies show that scent plays a bigger role in romantic compatibility than we realize. If she's leaning in for longer conversations or moving close when there's no need, it may be partly about this invisible chemistry. This is why certain interactions just feel right. The body is responding before the brain fully understands. Segment 15, the protective gesture. In some cases, moving closer is a way of creating a bubble of safety. She might position herself nearer to you in a crowded or uncomfortable environment, subtly placing trust in you. While this can be purely practical, in romantic contexts it can also signal that she feels you're someone she can rely on. This protective closeness often comes with small, anchoring gestures, like holding your arm, lightly touching your back as you walk, or standing beside you when someone else approaches. Segment 16, testing the waters. Sometimes moving closer is a test. She's gauging your reaction. If you seem receptive, she might stay. If you pull back, she might retreat. This trial and error approach is common when someone is unsure how you feel. In romantic attraction, testing proximity is a way to safely express interest without full vulnerability. If she seems to edge closer gradually over a conversation, watching your reaction each time, she's likely measuring your comfort level and attraction in return. Segment 17, when closeness becomes the norm. One of the strongest signs of attraction is when closeness stops feeling like a special moment and becomes the default. She sits next to you instead of across, chooses the spot near you in group settings, or always stands within easy reach. When this pattern holds over time, it often means the emotional and physical connection has settled into comfort. In long-term attraction, proximity becomes less about testing and more about habit. It's simply where she feels right. Segment 18, the unspoken invitation. Ultimately, closeness is an unspoken invitation. It says, I'm here with you and I want to share this space. It can be the precursor to deeper intimacy, whether emotional, romantic, or physical. When paired with warmth in her eyes, relaxed posture, and an openness in conversation, it's one of the clearest nonverbal signs of interest you can receive. The real skill lies in respecting the space she offers, matching her pace, and allowing the closeness to deepen naturally. Conclusion. Decoding why she's quietly getting closer isn't about overanalyzing every step. It's about seeing patterns. Proximity, when voluntary and paired with other signals, eye contact, touch, open posture, and consistent attention, often reflects trust, comfort, and attraction. But context is everything. Crowded rooms, loud spaces, or cultural habits can all influence closeness. The key is to look for clusters of cues over time, not just one moment. By paying attention, you'll better understand her silent language, respond with respect, and build a connection that feels natural. Remember, attraction grows best when it's mutual, comfortable, and unforced. Thanks for joining us at the Pleasure Academy. If you found this breakdown helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the art of human connection. Until next time, pay attention, stay curious, and enjoy the silent signals.